Hi, my name is Yasser Khan. I'm a software engineer, an entrepreneur, a startup consultant. I have a company called TechPorts in Silicon Valley. We provide all sorts of software development solutions from mobile development, web development, cloud solutions, big data engineering. All the details are in the description below, so please don't forget to check it out. All right, now let's see how 4DX, the four disciplines of execution, can help Pakistan cricket team in developing a successful execution strategy when it comes to run chase. Pakistan has a history of collapsing under pressure, and I think 4DX can help them to develop a winning formula when it comes to run chase. Before we start on it, two quick things. First, because cricket is a game, it's a sport, it's dynamic in nature, it's changing from ball to ball, over to over, so we'll have to make some adjustment in 4DX to adapt to according to the nature of the game. Secondly, I would highly recommend that they have someone with 4DX expertise and cricket expertise, maybe a team that will observe the game and they will develop the strategy for the team when it comes to run chase. All right, let's get to it. All right, let's start with the discipline one, the wildly important goal. So the ultimate goal of the team is to reach the target in less than 50 overs, right? So for example, if they have to score 325 runs in 50 overs, so that could be a wildly important goal. But that's too ambitious because cricket, just like any other sport, is dynamic in nature. It changes, right? So you cannot have one giant goal and you try to execute that, right? So what you can do is you can distribute that the main goal in a series of smaller WIGs, or wildly important goals, like WIG 1, WIG 2, WIG 3, in smaller chunks, like in short number of overs, right? Or short like over intervals, right? So for example, WIG 1 could be in the first 10 overs score 65 runs without loss, and WIG 2 from over 11 to over 20 move score from 65 to 110, and losing less than 2 wickets, right? And WIG 3 could be increase the run rate from 5.5 to 7 in the next 5 overs. Okay, and these are not just random goals. That team of strategists will be looking at all the factors, right? They will be looking at the pitch conditions, the strengths of the opposing team, their bowlers, right? The ground condition, the wind condition, the size of the boundaries, your own players, your batsmen, their forms, their weaknesses, right? So they will be taking all those factors into account, and they will be coming up with these smaller, wildly important goals for achieving the main goal, right? But and also, all these goals are dependent on each other. So if the team is able to achieve WIG 1, then only they will achieve WIG 2, and then they will move on to WIG 3. So it's like they are all dependent on each other, right? So, or in other words, the current goal is dependent upon the previous goal being successfully achieved. But it's cricket again. You cannot have a static set of goals, and you rely on that, right? That's the ideal path. So it's like this: you have these series of wildly important goals laid out, these smaller wildly important goals laid out, and you achieve them one by one, right? It's like to win a war, you have to win the battles, right? So these are like small battles, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you win all the battles, you win the war, right? But that doesn't really happen. It's not always the ideal case is not always there, right? It really happens. So things can change, right? In any goal, right? The team might overachieve, or they might completely fail in certain goals. So for example, so the first goal was achieved successfully, the second goal was achieved successfully, right? But here the team did well. The team did better than what uh, they they targeted for, right? So now, in that case, it doesn't make sense to execute the same set of goals, right? Now you are in a better position in the game, so they have to execute a different set of goals. So the team sitting out there, the strategists, they will be looking at both the positives and the negative scenarios, and they will be coming up with plans, or the alternate plans, or the B plans, or the B set of fix for the team. So they will always have the alternate goals ready, so for the team to execute. So it could be like this. So they overachieved this goal. So now, instead of following this path, they can have a different set of goals. Right? Or they might fail in this goal, right? So then they will have another path. That's for the negative cases, right? They will have another set of goals that they will have to achieve, right? Right, so that's how the team will organize themselves in the smaller set of wildly important goals, right? The thing is, when the batsmen enter the ground, they will have a clear idea, like what they have to achieve and in how many overs they have to achieve it, right? So when you have the clarity of the goal, then the execution becomes more smoother, and you know what you have to achieve, rather than just going there and trying to fight it yourself, looking at the scorecard and coming up with plans on the fly. So that's discipline one, the wildly important goal. Now I'm going to talk about the next discipline in this strategy, and that's the lead activities. So let's talk about